Hello and welcome to this tutorial where I'm going to show you how to put text on a path inside of DaVinci Resolve. This is a very simple tutorial, and actually it's a very simple process. It's just you need to know how it's done, and once you know how it's done, it's going to be a piece of cake to do in the future. So I'm in DaVinci Resolve. I've got an asset on a timeline. That's all I've got so far, and what I want is a piece of text coming in that's going around this building saying City Hall. I know it says bank, but just take it City Hall for now, and then come off the other side. And I'm just going to show you the process of doing that. We're going to be doing it in the Fusion tab. So you need to click on the Fusion tab down here, and you'll see you've got input and you've got output, and you see the output is visible. That white dot means that what you're looking at is the output. Now what you might do is you might have two screens like this, but by clicking this button up here you can change it to one screen, and this is going to be showing you in that screen. If you wanted to show it in both screens, you could actually click both screens showing and click the second button here, or you can type 1 and 2 on your keyboard to turn them on and off. I'm going to leave it just in 2, and I'm just going to have it on one screen. Okay, so what do I want to do? I want to add some text. So the first things first is make sure my input is selected. It's got the orange line around it, and click the text tool and type in under the text. So what I've got is a merge node that's come up. I don't want the merge node, I want the text tool. There we go. Text tool, and type in what I want to put, which is City Hall. City Hall. So there's City Hall, and I want to change its color. Let's make it black, and let's give it a white outline by going to shading, number 2, enabling number 2, and changing the color to white. There we go. So that's City Hall. Now for this to work, you actually have to do some animation to start off with. Now first things first is down here, this is in frames we're looking at down here. So it's very important to realize this is not 10 seconds, it's 10 frames. So if I was to push play, you see that it's done in no time at all. So we need to bear in mind we're on frames, and we need to work out how long we want this to take. So at 30 frames a second, 3, 6, 9, 12, 4 seconds would be 120 frames. So my animation needs to happen over 120 frames, 4 seconds. And I want the text to come from this side off to this side, but go around the building. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the center point here and move it just off screen, and literally just off screen. We don't want it to just not show because it's taking ages to come to the edge of the screen. We want it off the screen so it comes on immediately we start. Now what am I animating? It's not on the text, it's not on transform. What you're animating is on layout, and you're actually animating this thing called center. Okay, and to animate it you need to click the little triangle, make it go orange, and now you've said I am animating it. Then you can go forward to your 120 frames. You can see it says 120 here, and you can move the text across to the other side. So bang, it's across the other side. There we go. That's now got an animation. So between 0 and 120 frames, it's moving across the screen. So that's part one of the whole process. The next part is not intuitive. You could kind of draw and just hope for the best doing it that way, but that's not the best way of doing it. What the best way to do it is to draw your path. And the way you do that is with nothing selected. So click away so nothing's got that orange line around it, and come up here and choose something like a polygon mask. And then polygon mask is not connected to anything, but with it selected like this you are actually recording. You can draw what you want it to do. So I'm going to click, 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 ignore the chimneys for now, click, 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 and click. Now they're not perfect, so you can actually still go in, go over any of the points, and you can change them so that they line up exactly how you want them to line up. Okay, so I'm not going to make this perfect, but you get the idea that you can always go back after the fact and change it. And to be honest with you, even once it's actually drawn in here and working, you can still do that as well. Now that's brilliant. We've done an awful lot so far, but this is the key point. I need to export that shape, and then I need to re-import it to make this work. So how do I do that? Well, with the polygon selected, this is the center point for the polygon now. And if you right click on the center point for the polygon, you come down to the polyline, you'll see right at the bottom, now it might be off screen, you might not be able to see this, but below where it says stop rendering, record, etc., but it says export and import. So I am going to export it, and when I click export, it comes up with these options. So it basically says you are going to export a shape with Bezier points. It's going to be an absolute value. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do. Yes. So I'm going to click OK. It says where do you want it to go? Well, I'll just stick it on the desktop at the moment. I'll call it polyline 1. And it's a DFSH file, which is an internal one that's a shapefile for Fusion. So I've exported the shape. Now I've done that, this is now redundant. I don't actually even need to keep it in my project. At this point I can select this and hit delete. It won't affect anything because everything else is now going to be done on the text. So with the text node selected, I'm going to right click on the center of the text node. I'm going to come down to the polyline and again off screen, so you probably can't see it. Right at the very bottom I've got import with an option at the side, and you probably can see that there's a whole bunch of options including Buju, Nuke, SFX, SSF, import shape, motion path, etc. We want import shape, which is going to import the Fusion one. So you just select that. It says, all right, where is it? Well, we know it's on the desktop. There it is, Polygon 1. And there we go. And you can see straight away it's following the line. And now the text is staying upright at all times. That might be what you want, in which case, job done, no problem. But also you may want it to rotate with the line. To do that, you need to stay in layout and come down to X, Y, and Z, this rotation option here, which may be closed, but you need to open it. Now, it's going to be rotating around the Z axis. And just show you that by moving it, and you see that that would actually move it the way we want it to move. Click the little white dot to reset it. You see if I do this, that's not going to do the trick. And again, that's not going to do the trick. So we do want to do it around the Z axis. So if you right click on the Z axis, you'll see you can connect it to path heading. And this is the path that we have imported. It's connecting it to that path and the heading of the path. And then you'll see that the actual item follows the path. Okay, now it doesn't come and go off screen. Oh dear, doesn't matter because you can alter the path after the event. So I can now go up to 120 frames at the end and I can alter, take it out like that. And all these points can be altered because you can clearly see it's not a perfect match straight away already. But you can see now that it's coming off screen, going through screen, and if I just push play, okay, so I'm just telling them that that is City Hall, although I know it says bank, but ignore that. So that's how you can put text on a path inside of Fusion or inside of DaVinci Resolve without any problems at all. And you can still have access to all the other tools even after the event. You can even change what it says. So say, oh dear, that's not City Hall after all, that's a bank. Great. Text tool, text, change it from City Hall to bank. And you can see immediately that's updated without any problems at all. Hope you found this tutorial useful. My name's Andrew Davis. Thank you very much for watching.